Hello, my name is Giulia Bombace, and as the new human resources professional of this organization, I would like to take this time to tell you about knowledge management and how we are going to use it and implement it in our organization to create a more positive work atmosphere and to increase the success of our business. During this presentation, I will provide you with information about knowledge management, provide examples of simple knowledge management tools, and explain how an assessment tool can be implemented and used in our organization. What is knowledge management? Stephen Denning, the author of The Leader's Guide to Storytelling and several other books about knowledge management, describes it as the idea of sharing knowledge horizontally across an organization and even beyond. Many believe that there is no agreed-upon definition for knowledge management, even among practitioners. The term is used loosely to refer to a broad collection of organizational practices and approaches related to generating and capturing information relevant to the organization's business. Many practitioners see knowledge sharing as a better description of what they are about than knowledge management. Others would prefer to emphasize learning, since the real challenge in implementing knowledge management is less in the sending of information and more in the receiving, particularly the process of making sense, understanding, and being able to act upon the information available. I agree that knowledge sharing might be a better term to describe knowledge management. I also believe that in a work environment where knowledge management is being utilized in the most beneficial way, every person involved is willing to participate as both a student and a teacher by being committed to share and receive information. In Peter Senge's The First Discipline, he describes the goals of the learning organization as a place where new and expansive patterns of thinking are nurtured, where collective aspiration is set free, and where people are continually learning how to learn together. In the article, Why Knowledge Management is Important to the Success of Your Company by Lisa Quest, contributor to the Forbes magazine and website, she discusses 3 major reasons why knowledge management is important. Number 1, it facilitates decision-making capabilities. Number 2, it builds learning organizations by making learning routine. And number 3, it stimulates cultural change and innovation. Facilitating decision-making capabilities. This means putting a knowledge management system into place to help management cut through the information that is not necessary to improving their decision-making process. Building a learning organization by making learning routine. It is important that after every important activity or event, that you review assignments, identify successes and failures, and seek ways to perform better the next time. This approach of learning from experience builds knowledge that can be used to streamline operations and improve progress. Stimulating cultural change and innovation. Organizations that have a well-oiled knowledge management plan in place develop better managers. They convey the latest knowledge to up-and-coming managers, but also open up a dialogue and instill corporate values and stimulate cultural change. Opening up a dialogue is important because it shows employees and managers that it's a two-way street and that knowledge should be shared and learned equally. In his book, Learning in Action, A Guide to Putting the Learning Organization to Work by author David Garvin, he says, "To move ahead, one must often first look behind." To me, this means constantly assessing what worked and what didn't work, learning from mistakes, and making record of successes. Always look for ways to improve as an individual, as a collective group, and as an organization. There are many different types of knowledge management tools. Free and purchasable software for this very purpose are available online. The purpose of knowledge management tools is to assess the existing knowledge base of employees, as well as clients. Once you know what your knowledge base is, you can determine what areas need improvement more than others. I'd now like to take a minute to explain to you some ways that in my own personal work experience I've used knowledge management and I've seen the benefits of knowledge management work in a library environment. Sometimes not all employees can go to a certain workshop in which they're learning things about circulation or creating programs or new methods that can be utilized at the reference desk. In a case like that, only one employee would go to the workshop, but then they would come back and share the information that they've learned with the director as well as their horizontal staff. One way that we've used knowledge management assessment tools at the library is by surveying our employees as well as our patrons. By surveying the patrons, we're gaining information and data that explain what kind of programs they want, what kind of books they want, how they think the library can improve. Surveys can be in the form of survey online, such as SurveyMonkey, or just taking their feedback, even if it's something as simple as a suggestion box. Taking that information, analyzing it, and using it to move forward in a positive way. In the children's department of the library, as well as the young adult or adult department, one way that they can use an assessment tool is by having a form that would be filled out after every program. It would include questions such as what worked, what didn't work, how many people attended the program, was it well received, did people ask for it to be repeated. Keeping documentation of what works and what doesn't work allows us to make critical decisions about what direction we should move in the future. Thank you for giving me your time and listening to this presentation on knowledge management. I hope I was able to give you some useful information about what knowledge management is and the use of knowledge management tools in your workplace. I hope that you also now agree that it is a worthwhile tool and an investment in making your organization as successful as possible. Thank you.